Welcome to 13 News Chalk Talk. I'm Isabella Lisco. I cover education for 13 News, and this is my brand new podcast covering some of the things I see in the field every single day. So you are my first guest. Welcome to the cast. I don't know what the abbreviation is.
I'm so excited to be here. It's all the things.
Yeah, it's all the things.
Yes. Welcome to your new podcast. This is great.
Thank you. I'm very excited. So let's just get into it right away. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I am Shannon Connor. I work for Arizona Luminaria. We are an independent news organization covering local news in Spanish and English in Phoenix and in Tucson. And I am the education reporter, and I've been doing that for about 16 months.
So you're here in our podcast studio today because we've been partnering. It has not been a short partnership. We've been on this story for a while.
No,
yeah,
it's a serious relationship.
We're building something really powerful.
I know. I'm excited about it.
More serious than many of my relationships, if I may say so. And we've been looking into teacher retention. So do you want to go a little bit like why did we choose this topic first?
We chose this topic because we work for under a grant with the Arizona Local News Foundation, who came up with the idea that the newsrooms who work under this grant, there are 15 of them in the state, they gave us two possible topics to cover, and we would do a group project where around the time that school was starting this semester, over almost a 2-week period, we would explore these topics. They were empowerment scholarship accounts, or ESAs, or the subject of teacher retention, both really critical for education in this state. It was hard to decide. And although we cover both of those things day in and day out, to go deeper on one of them, we decided to go with teacher retention.
Yeah.
So
I felt like it mattered to a lot of people I was talking to every day. And it was worth looking into more.
Yeah.
And so when we first started, kind of one of the first steps, I guess, in this type of reporting for me was, well, let's understand the scope of the problem. Like, how bad is this really? Why do people care about this so much, And how do we stack up nationally against other states? What was kind of your takeaways when we started looking into that?
When we started looking into it, I didn't realize how bad it was.
Yeah.
And I think what I did realize from having lived here a long time and also being a parent, being an educator, being a reporter, that I have a sense that, we rank near the bottom in a lot of things education-wise.
Yeah.
And this one, pretty big. We have a problem retaining our teachers. Yeah. A lot of that has to do with teacher pay. The national rate is 7%, and the Arizona rate is 14%.
Yeah. So at double the rate, Arizona teachers are leaving the classroom.
Yeah.
And it's really worth figuring out why. And then we also have this brief from the grant to be education solutions reporters. So we can't just harp on the problem for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So for us, I think, and we've spent the better part of a year looking at all different ways that people are finding solutions to different education-related issues.
Yeah.
And I think this one for us, because it was a topic, it's not necessarily we need you to do this exact story. It's a topic. And we sort of drilled down we found some very specific areas and tried to bring some in-depth sort of focused reporting in those areas.
Yeah. And we talked in coffee shops and board meetings and Whole Foods and just
Beyond Bread.
Yeah, Beyond Bread. We kind of hit all the Tucson locations.
We kind of did.
Where two people can discuss education. One of my favorite stories was, do you remember when we were in that Whole Foods and we were talking loudly because, me, I can't really keep my voice down.
Also, it's a grocery store.
It's a grocery store.
Yeah.
Things are loud already.
Yeah.
And a woman who was seated near us stopped us on our way out.
Yes. And she happened to be a teacher at a charter school, I think.
Yeah, a charter school.
Yeah. And she said she couldn't help but overhear us, chatting it up and planning how we were going to, our next move.
Yeah.
And she wanted to chat, gave us her card, her contact info.
Yeah, we have it still.
We still have it. Yeah.
Maybe she's my next guest.
Right. I know. And I was it feels like not only education, but this in particular is a very accessible topic.
Yes.
No
so
matter
easy to understand.
who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. That people could say, oh, well, my kid had 3 social studies teachers over the course of their 7th grade year. Or my kid doesn't have a math teacher.
There's a long-term sub.
There's
in the
a long-term
classroom.
sub in the class. And I think that anecdote just shows that, I mean, it doesn't matter. It affects everyone. Yeah.
And we were talking high-level stuff in the course. We were talking B-roll, scaffolding the story, planning it out, and yet it was something that immediately sparked someone's interest because it matters so much. So yeah, it was kind of validating for me. Like, we're on the right track because we're early on in the reporting process too.
Totally.
And to get into those details in that outline we were working on, we ended up drilling down on 3 topics. One was proper preparation. We came across this research showing when teachers have access to high quality preparation programs, wherever that may be in our state, and we'll get into it in a sec, they stay in the profession longer. They go from it just being something they tried in their 20s to being their long-term teaching career. Right. So that was one of the topics, proper preparation. So what was kind of your takeaways there?
I think the Arizona teacher residency program that we ended up focusing on a bit was key for me because it showed with real data that they can keep these teachers by really preparing them over the course of earning their master's degree. It's a really gem of a program here in our state.
And we have it here,
And
too.
we have it here. We have 3 teachers in Southern Arizona who are participating in this program this year of the 18 across the state, ranging in age from 22 to 60 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And from all walks of life. And they are earning their master's degrees. At the same time, they are also in the classroom, paired with a mentor teacher, and spending this 2 years learning classroom management, how to lesson plan, and mostly how to deal with the day-to-day issues that come up in our schools. And
which are not small, because we've been seeing that in our reporting too.
Right.
It's not easy things to deal with.
No, because you're more than a teacher. You are, and we say this in our reporting, you are, yes, you may be a parent at home, but you are also parenting at school.
Yes.
You are doing social work at school. You are really a counselor, sometimes a therapist.
Behavioral analyst.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are
a communicator
all the
with
things
the parents. And,
with an incredible responsibility. And I think that what they are building with this program now in its 5th cohort, it started in 2022, it is a really impressive example of what can happen. They have their teacher retention rate. They keep 95% of their teachers are in the classroom.
Incredible.
The caveat is that they also, by earning their master's degree and a stipend while they do it, their education is paid for. In exchange, they will be in a classroom at a Title I school in the state for 3 years.
Yeah, amazing.
And it's happening. They're keeping their teachers.
Yeah.
And it shows that it's working. So that is our solution example, and that an early story that we have coming
that we
first.
encountered. Yeah. And so, I mean, that's airing tomorrow, being published tomorrow by you. Already today, you can see the introduction on your website at Arizona Luminaria. You'll see that soon once I publish my first story at 5 p.m. tonight. And then, you'll see all of those stories on our landing pages. What I really loved about these preparation stories was another way to look at it. Like, when we talk about teacher shortage, we often think, okay, we need more. We need more, but we also need better.
Right.
Higher quality programs, preparing people better to stay.
Right.
Because, oh my gosh, as journalists, we get burnt out if we're not properly handling our time management, right? If we're not occasionally collaborating on stories like this, right? So, they learn those strategies and they stay longer. And so there's multiple ways to approach a problem, right? And this was, I think, not the one that immediately jumps to mind.
No. And one of the things I loved, I got to spend some time with them in their own classroom up at NAU in Flagstaff earlier this summer. And they were just getting to know each other, this cohort of 18. And they were nervous. There were people scrolling their phones and bouncing their knees up and down. And it was, they were guzzling coffee. And it was really interesting. They were breaking them up into groups, and they were really getting to know one another and getting to know themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of questions about how you handle certain situations so that you can be prepared to tweak that if you need to, or play to your strengths, or find a person to team teach with. It was really powerful.
Yeah. And you'll see, people can see a lot more about what you saw there, what we saw when we interviewed two of those student teachers
Teachers
in
to be.
their homes,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And that will all be on those websites. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was really, it was very striking to me because these two of our teachers that are both going to teach in the Marana School District, they are both two different generations of teacher.
Oh, yes.
One is 22, I think.
She's my age
Yeah.
and just graduated college.
23?
Yeah, something like that.
22 or 23. And then the other one is 58.
Yeah.
Returning to the classroom after being a sub a long time ago, spending almost 2 decades running the Berger Center for the Performing Arts. And their stories are just so, we went into their homes, we felt their sort of fears and elation and tears about, having to shift their lives. I mean, Joe,
having to, but also desperately wanting to.
Yes.
And being so relieved that there was actually a path for them.
Yes. And I was going over a lot of our, in the writing, remembering Joe wanted to go into culinary arts.
Yes.
She was going to do farm to table
We
food.
almost lost her to the restaurants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Her degree is in environmental science. And it wasn't until she was a TA at the U of A where she was like, this is powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I should do this.
And having just come out of undergrad,
Right.
not to age myself like
Right.
that, but it's pretty typical people don't know.
Right.
Right? Especially at a school like the U of A with so many programs, it's pretty typical they might discover teaching. I mean, we have an anchor in our newsroom whose son just decided he wants to go into teaching. He's in his last year at the U of A.
Yeah.
And I've been funneling these programs over her
Yeah.
desk, hey, have him look into this.
Yes.
Because, having this knowledge of how you can prepare better, but also knowing students are going to look into this as a master's program. And if they already just paid for an undergrad degree, the fact that Arizona teacher residency is free for them with a
Right.
stipend so that if you're coming
can
back to it, you
live.
can support your family.
Right.
That's what Ruben was talking about.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really valuable.
Tell me a little bit about the College of Education, speaking of the U of
Yes.
A, and what they are doing there.
Yes, that was another program we looked into, and they also emphasized this hands-on in the classroom, right? So I think what was frustrating was that they don't have the data to show it yet, right? So all they have is to show that 94% of the students that go through their program certify and become teachers. And that's what the Dean of the College of Education told me. And that was really valuable because we also have students who do go in studying education and don't follow through. Of course, right? But having those high rates means you are showing students teaching is a real career path, and you can make it, and you will have support, and you will have pathways to get there, right? So that was also something we looked into, and we'll have articles on that this week as well, and my video on that, so that'll be great too.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, another aspect we looked into for this project was, why are teachers leaving? So one was, they don't have the preparation they need.
Right.
But another reason is probably the one that smacks you upside the head is right underneath everyone's
Yes.
nose. Insert, clear
Yes.
clear idiom here, and that's pay. Teacher
and
pay.
every time I will tell you across the board, when I have talked to people about, they're like, what are you working on? What's going on? I will tell you that I say teacher retention. How can we keep teachers in the classroom?
Yeah, they're like, pay them more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottom line. I mean,
absolutely.
and these are people in education, not in education.
Oh, yeah.
My parents.
Guy at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Why don't we give them more money? Well,
there is a disconnect between what
Yes.
voters say they want and what is happening in the
happening.
legislature, for sure.
Right.
And one way that I think we did this reporting very well, if I may pat us on the back, was we found teachers who need to work more than one job to stay afloat.
Right.
Here in Tucson, they are teaching our children, your children in the classroom right now.
Absolutely.
And they are leaving that classroom at 2, 3 p.m. to
Yep.
go to
their
a movie
second
theater,
job.
to a restaurant,
Yep.
to a bar, to
Yep.
go and work that second job because
Yeah.
it's just not tenable.
yeah. And that really is maybe a third job, because if you're a parent, that's another job on top of everything you're doing. And I think this is the place where I feel like we really did some people-centered reporting, where we are talking with Rebecca, the mom who has 3 kids and is really busting it to like make it happen for her.
3 jobs she works.
Yes. Yeah. As a single mom. And I think that was the place where I feel like I'm so grateful that we get to tell people's stories and that we get to listen to them. It's a gift to be able to listen to them and to convey this. And I really hope that legislators and voters, are
pay attention.
To what people are going through. And so that to me, it's really powerful.
Yeah. We've now talked to 2 teachers on the record, on video for me, who are working 2 jobs. And it was heartbreaking to see a single mother doing that, because not only is she caring for her kids, she's caring for 30 others.
Yep.
And it was also heartbreaking to see a new grad out of the U of A, who everyone told her when she was going in that she, maybe teaching's not a good idea, but ultimately she had some encouragement, and really loves working with kids, and is now going through that program. And do you remember this biggest twist? Was that she works the same second job as Rebecca, who's been in the field for decades.
And they didn't even know each other.
And so here you have this seasoned teacher needing to work 3 jobs to make ends meet. And this young student who doesn't have any kids of her own yet and is just getting into this field, meeting this teacher in the classroom to shadow her as a mentor. And then later that night at the Gaslight Theater, where she's working, waitressing tables, managing staff. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That was pretty crazy. That's only happened to me a couple times reporting in the last couple of years, where the twist like that kind of comes down the pipe, or that kind of crossover happens.
It was crazy.
It's crazy.
Yes. And then we talked with, was it Tony?
Tony, the manager, owner
of the Gaslight
Theater.
Yeah. Who has hired many, I mean.
He said hundreds.
Yeah.
At least 100 teachers he's hired over the past couple decades of running the theater. Teachers, like currently teaching students in our community and also working at the theater, which we stayed for the, rehearsing of the band there. Not an easy job.
No.
You are on your feet, you're running around. It's customer service too, right? We're not talking about like a paper pushing job where you can do easily after school.
No.
That was intense to watch.
Right. And you're engaging with more people. You've already done the smaller people all day.
Can you imagine if you had a social battery that runs out?
No,
Small people
I cannot.
to big people.
I cannot. Yeah. It's incredible. It was incredible. And I felt like very meaningful and powerful to hear their stories and how they intersect.
Definitely.
And I hope people are paying attention.
Yeah, and we've also talked to some great people like Marisol Garcia, who's the president of the Arizona Education Association, who makes the point like this is affecting us now, but this is the future, and people don't take that lightly. The people we talk to realize these kids who are being educated with a revolving door in the classroom, right, with a teacher who's burnt out because they have to work at a bar after work, right? These are the students who are our next engineers, doctors, lawyers, our next tradesmen and women, our next politicians, and our voting
voters.
Bloc. And most importantly, these are the people voting and making decisions for our state for years to come, the next generation.
Yep. I think it is going to be interesting to see what comes of all the reporting across the state as we start to see it throughout the next 2 weeks. Because I'm eager to read about what is happening in Casa Grande, what is happening in Flagstaff,
Nogales,
what is happening in Lake Havasu, what is happening in Nogales. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I really, of course, encourage people to check out our work and let us know what you think, right? Your contact information is on Arizona Luminaria's website. Mine is on KOLD.com. So let us know.
And for the next 2 weeks, they're going to be everywhere.
And they're going to be everywhere. And we're calling it a teacher retention blitzkrieg, right? We've coined the term.
We sure are. We sure are. And I'd like to hear from some teachers too. Because, as you know, I mean, we've still got to tell a lot of these stories. So
we're not going anywhere.
No, we're not.
This is a long project we've been working on, but we'll still be reporting these stories 2 weeks from now, too.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Thank you so much. Shannon,
for
for
having
joining me
me.
on my first episode.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'm
And
so excited about it.
I know. I'm excited to see our work going forward.
Yeah. Good job by you.
Thank you.